Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning for this episode of Fairfield County Virtual Community. I'm Rachel McCoy from the Provider and Community Resource Team at Fairfield DD. And I just want to go through a couple little quick housekeeping that we always do at the beginning. I muted everyone, but Amanda said she's good with you guys unmuting if you have questions during her presentation today. And you can also put in the chat if you don't have the microphone on your computer. And at the end today, we're going to discuss a couple things that are coming up in the next couple of weeks. So stay on till the end and we'll let you know what we have going on. So I'm going to turn it over to Amanda Everett and Colin from Destination Downtown Lancaster.
Hi there, how are you guys doing today? And actually, I think you're just unfortunately going to have me today. Colin, while he is my tech savvy millennial, he's got me all set up. So something goes wrong, it's not his fault. It's just that I'm 45 and I'm a slow learner. So, but he's busy on a webinar this morning. So it's just gonna be me here with you guys today. Again, I like to be really interactive. And so please feel free to unmute yourself and ask me questions as we go along. But I'm going to get started, and it's not going to stay in here for very long because this is kind of a boring office. And what's great about Destination Downtown Lancaster is that our offices are obviously right here in the heart of our city, in our beautiful historic downtown. And what we like to do here at DDL is really connect people to the place that they're from, the place that they live, the place that they work, and to make them feel proud of Lancaster. A lot of times that happens in the center of the city. That's where our cultural and our historic relevance is. We have beautiful homes, historic homes, wonderful museums. Our commercial district, our central business district is thriving and vibrant. And we have so many locally owned and operated shops that can really, again, give you that distinct sense of place. And we're going to talk a lot about place today. I think a lot of people, when they think about Destination Downtown Lancaster, they think about events that we have downtown. They think about Art Walk. They think about the Chocolate Walk. They think about Ladies' Night or Saturday Cinema. And we do love planning our events. But our events are always about a couple of different things. They're about fundraising so that we can do our work of creating a sense of place and a place that we can all be proud of. But it's also about bringing people into the downtown. Downtown is for everyone. And if we can bring you here and show you what it means to our entire community culturally to be able to come together in the heart of the city and make those connections with people, it's the people that come to those places that create a special community. So without further ado, let's go walking. And again, bear with me as I go here. Just gotta make sure I've got my mask in case I come across anyone that I need to mask up for. And here we go. And it is an absolutely beautiful day out here in downtown Lancaster. And as soon as you're here, you really get a sense of where you are. I often talk about a sense of place being, you could be dropped in any small town in America in a couple of different places. And depending on where you're dropped, you'll get a feel for the community around you. So it's not just how things look, but oftentimes it's how things feel. So right now we're looking at the beautiful bandstand park, right up against the gorgeous Fairfield Federal Building and all of their beautiful landscaping that they take care of. They really take pride in their landscaping. You can tell that when you go by. And we're going to talk a lot about pride and pride in places. Right now, we've also got this beautiful trolley down here. This trolley is fantastic. This is a Fun Bus trolley. FundBus reached out to us and Visit Fairfield County recently and said, listen, our people aren't having these events. We've got drivers, we've got these trolleys. We want to do something really fantastic for the community. And so they decided to offer trolley rides. They partnered with Destination Downtown Lancaster, Visit Fairfield County, and the Fairfield County Heritage Association. And so you can sign up for free Glasstown trolley tours and take a free socially distanced ride. You can sign up by checking out Glasstown trolley tours at Visit Fairfield County. And you can travel all around, not just downtown, but throughout our community and visit places that make us feel proud about where we are. This is our wonderful community dining area. I like to tease that I love to close down streets. Why do I love to close down streets? Because if you've ever gone vacation somewhere or really had really fond memories of a space, do you ever, and feel free to unmute yourselves and think about those places that you go. You ever said, oh my gosh, do you remember that vacation we went? They had so much parking. There were so many parking lots and we could just, it was so easy to park. Nobody ever remembers those parking spaces or, oh my gosh, the roads were fantastic. We could zip through there. No, when you build places for cars, then people don't visit them. In this day and age, we've become very auto-centric and we build spaces to let cars go faster and with more ease. And when you build spaces for cars, it's less safe for people. And so those spaces in between and those spaces that are pedestrian friendly, those are the spaces that people want to come and visit. They want to come spend time and they want to come spend money. This is what I love. It's kind of like Sesame Street. Good morning, Dave. How are you? So I'm good. This is David. We're here at Ava Jewelers. We're doing virtual community today. Yeah, so we're live right now. So instead of going to a big box store, I can walk down here when I want a beautiful piece of jewelry. And hold on, let me mask up here. And I can come in, and I know Ava and David, and they have been in this community for years. They're artists, they hire local artists, and they have all of this fantastic stuff. You don't get this when you go to Dunkin' Diamonds in the mall. And it supports your local economy, which is very, very powerful. That's how we take our power back as citizens. We support local. Also, if anyone is doing any shopping for me, I really, really like this pink piece right here, okay? Yes, a virtual wish. So walk around in your downtown and really kind of see who makes up your community. And it is very much like Sesame Street. And that's what makes it special. So right now we've also got a lovely little family. Hi guys, how are you doing today? Good. Looks like they're checking out the parks. I love it. Have a great day. That's what this community is about. And it's really important and it's really special. So right now I'm in the alley. Ooh, I'm in the alley, which in movies and whatnot sounds very dark and mysterious. But alleys are some of my favorite spaces, okay? Which could also sound really, really dirty and terrible, but I swear that's not what I mean. I love alleys because they're much more pedestrian friendly. And if you create beautiful spaces in your alleys, a lot of people will walk in your alleys and it creates a more vibrant downtown. So what am I talking about? Let's talk about this lighting project. So not sure if anyone has seen this at night. We've had this for a couple of years now, but we have these beautiful Edison string lights that light up the alley. And that was a project that came about because of the Lancaster Rotary Club. And they continue to fund that as bulbs burn out because bulbs do burn out. But, and it created a beautiful space. And what we've seen is now crime has gone down. It's better lit. and more people are in those spaces. When you create places that people can be proud of, that look beautiful, that feel safe, people will spend more time there. If you're gathering a lot of people spending time in these places, you're going to see less crime, because criminals like places that don't have a lot of people. So now I am at Center Alley. This is a vacated alley, which means that cars can't go through here. This is completely pedestrian only. You guys will probably remember that last year Sherman Rotary put up a beautiful art installation of rainbow umbrellas, which was really beautiful. It also became a little problematic, as this alley is sort of like a wind tunnel. And so there was a lot of maintenance, and a lot of that maintenance was had to be done by Sherman Rotarians, and we would get Brad Hutchinson to help us out every once in a while too. So this year, we've made some changes. So stay tuned, guys, and please walk around your downtown, because you're going to be seeing in a couple of weeks a new art installation on these lines above the Edison lights that Sherman Rotary is installing. And I'll just say this, it's going to look like you're in a giant bubblegum machine, and it's going to be beautiful. It'll be one of the most Instagrammable spots in Lancaster, I'm sure of it. We're also going to be moving these benches, okay, and putting in bistro tables and new planters. That is, again, a gift from the Lancaster Sherman Rotary. So a lot of what we do at Destination Downtown Lancaster is connecting volunteers and people who are passionate about place to the place that they're in. And that's really, really powerful. Again, you can tell when a community is proud of where they are, proud of the place that they're in, because you won't see trash on the ground as much. If someone has a broken window, they will fix that broken window. They're going to touch up paint. They're going to take care of things. And for those folks that don't have the time to do that, we're really lucky, because I don't know if you can see across the street, but there's Miss Margie. Margie is our downtown beautification specialist. So she works for Destination Downtown Lancaster. She's over there with her gator, and she is cleaning out these beautiful tree wells that we have here. She's making sure that our hanging flower baskets are well watered. And one of my worst things is cigarette butts. A lot of people throw cigarette butts while they're out on the sidewalks. It's bad for you. I don't know. But if you're still going to smoke, don't throw your butts on the ground. We've got lots of little ashtrays around all over downtown. And so you can find those and get rid of those. So let's talk about how different spaces make you feel. And we got some trucks going by. So recently, you'll remember that Four Reasons was purchased by Matt Brady, and Provisions opened up. There was a huge facelift done, major work. Design is incredibly important to the way that, I'm gonna pause for a second till the truck goes by. There we go. Design plays a huge role in how a place makes us feel. So Four Reasons, did anybody think it looked bad before? Certainly did not. It was a lovely space. A lot of people enjoyed it. But Matt took the time and the money to peel off those layers of design work that had been done through the 40s and the 50s and the 60s and the 70s, and took it back to its original glory, found these original sandstone columns, which are really, really special, and really paid attention to design. So the way things look plays a very important part about how things feel. So let's see, what have we got here? How does this make us feel, folks? How does this place make us feel? Not great, right? Not great. These windows haven't been cleaned in a really, really long time. Okay. We have some broken spaces on the marble at the bottom, and it just doesn't give us a sense of pride. So what's really important is to understand how design plays an important role and how pride in places comes from how well people take care of the things around them and how small changes can really make a big difference. Okay. So when you see that you've got flower pots, okay, well-planted flower pots outside of businesses, okay, and that people are taking pride in their downtown, it makes a big difference. Makes a big difference for visitors, makes a big difference for residents. When you have a place that feels safe for pedestrians, that feels enjoyable, that's pleasant, more people are going to want to live here, more people are going to want to visit here, and it all plays into that economic vibrancy. So here we have, again, it's like Sesame Street. These are our friends, the Luz. Hi, Luz. Just downtown for a little scooter ride. Can you wave to the camera? Downtown for a scooter ride and a dog walk. So this is the beauty of neighborhood. This is the beauty of place, because you get to see all of your wonderful friends that are out and about simply because it's a gorgeous day in a beautiful city. And I tell you what, when you talk about a beautiful city, look at this. Look at this. See? So my job's kind of awesome, guys, because I get to run into really great people like this every single day. Good to see you guys. So that's kind of, what we're looking at right now. So who has questions about what it is that we do, why it's important, and anything else? Does anybody have any questions?
Amanda, I got a question.
Yeah.
What's the process for, and I don't know downtown, there's no like codes or anything that like forces people or asks people to kind of keep their storefronts looking nice. But what do you guys do when some of the places are struggling?
So actually, that's a really great question, Pam, because actually there is. So we are, the entire downtown, the special improvement district is in the historic district. So we do have an established historic district, and we have design guidelines that are in place and enforceable. So there is a historic Lancaster commission. That commission is made up of city residents. It is appointed by the mayor. And those commission members volunteer a few hours a month, sometimes more, with the work. They work with code enforcement and the building department. So there are very specific design guidelines as far as what you can and cannot do to the facade of your building. It doesn't deal with the interior, but it does deal with the exterior. So things like historic windows, that's a really, really big thing. They don't make windows like they used to. Fast growing wood. It's not like that hardy wood of 150 years ago. So that beautiful wavy glass, for anyone who's ever seen historic windows, it's art in and of itself. And so it's really, really important that we try to preserve as much as we possibly can. And so when someone is going to make any type of a change on the facade of their building, they have to get a permit through the building department, and they have to get, it's called a certificate of appropriateness from the Historic Commission. So there's actually a commission meeting tomorrow to hear cases. There's a coffee shop going in at the Old Shaw's. They're putting a decal on their window. It has to pass the Historic Commission before it can be hung. So there are definitely ways that things can be enforced, again, in conjunction with code enforcement and the Historic Commission. I don't know if anyone noticed, but recently Levs did get a paint job. It had been like 3 different colors. It was rusting. There were things falling off. We were able to force that property owner into painting it and cleaning it up because of the Historic Commission and code enforcement. So that was, a big win for us. obviously, we can't infringe upon the rights of property owners and business owners and say you can't have this business here, or we're going to pick the color for you. That's not what it does. We can ensure that they follow those historic guidelines to the best of their ability. Who else has got a question?
Amanda, it's April.
Hi, April.
A question and a comment. My comment is I just wanted to thank you for all of the work that you've done since you've been in Lancaster. I haven't been here all my life, but I have been here for 16 years or so, and it's a huge difference from then to now. So just wanted to mention that. Also, I was wondering, what's the biggest challenge that you've experienced in your role so far?
Oh, that's a really, thank you. So first off, I'll address your comment first. I've been in this community for 20 years, and I love, love, love this community. And what makes this community special are the people that are within it. And I have never met a more passionate group of citizens. So the work that is done, there is no single one person that could achieve any of these steps that have been taken. And this has been going on. The revitalization has been layered on, for about 20 years with property owner investments, different directors and the volunteers and the boards of both the CID and the DDL. And so it truly is a community effort. Why I think we've been seeing so much success recently is I've never seen such collaboration with public and private partnerships, and the passion of volunteers. So we're really, really lucky about that. The biggest challenge, I would say, for me is the perception of a parking problem. That's really, I would like, actually, again, we go back to making it auto-centric. You don't go to a struggling restaurant. A friend of mine, Jeff Sigler, always says, you don't go to a struggling restaurant and say, I'm having trouble filling up. I'm going to put more tables in. No, if you create a place that's worth visiting, people will find a way. You look at the Short North, you look at New York City, you look at all of these places. The more we build places for cars, the less people will come. And so very excited to unveil a wayfinding project that will be installed within the coming weeks that guides people to parking areas within the downtown that we're very, very lucky because of our partners with the banks and other private lot owners that allow for after hours parking. And the signage just isn't clear, and people just, it's managing expectations. So it's not knowing where to park. So hopefully this will help alleviate some of that. But I would have to say that my biggest challenge is the perception of the lack of parking. Great question. Anyone else?
Amanda,
Yeah, I will.
someone asked in the chat, sorry, about what was happening with the Shaw's building. She said she thought.
Yeah, so sure. So we've got the Shaw's building here, kind of behind us in the background. And so what's happening there is the property owner, Tom Fortin, has decided that he is going to open up the restaurant. So I believe he bought the rights to the name, the Downtown Bistro, but it's going to be new chefs, a lot of the old staff potentially that was there when it was the Downtown Bistro before. And so they're just working on getting all of their permits and making sure that everything is up to code. A lot of work was done on the inside of the building. And so once you do that, it's, you just have to make sure that it is brought up to proper codes to make sure that the people who are inside that building are safe. Sometimes our building department with the city gets a bad rap, but they're charged with making sure that when people are inside a building, it's safe. And so that's their first priority. They've been doing a great job with working with our businesses downtown to set them up for success. We enjoy a great partnership with our city building department. So we'll just have to wait and see. And Not sure about a timeline, but as soon as they can make those changes and get it up to code, I think they're going to be open soon. And then El City Coffee, which is that coffee bike that you can see, downtown. They are going to be going into the space that used to be Mabel and Grace. So they have signed a lease with the property owner so that they will be in that space. The intent is, and has been for about 3.5 years, to also put in hotel rooms in the above floors and take it back to being a hotel. So I'm excited about that and hope to see that come to fruition. It is a cornerstone of the downtown, a very important building on the square. And so it's really, really important to the space for it to be vibrant and open. Great question.
I've got one. What about the Lancaster glass site? Is there any plans for that yet?
Yes, there have been plans. So actually that is, and if you'd like, I can email you later. It's been in the paper a few times, and there's been a lot of excitement over the market rate apartments that are going to be built there. So they will be breaking grounds next month on that project. That's Fairfield Homes. And so that is going to be, they've already been before the Historic Commission, had their design plans passed. It's really going to be wonderful for downtown to be able to have a place for young professionals, potentially boomers that are tired of mowing their lawn, that want high quality apartment space within a walkable city. Again, that walkability is so incredibly important in order for us to recruit and retain talent here in Lancaster. So we're really, really excited about that. They're going to be gorgeous. So if you actually, Amanda at destinationdowntownlancaster.com, if you shoot me an email, I can shoot you those plans because it's kind of exciting. Any other questions, guys?
Amanda, this is Pam again. What is the scope of that you're calling DDL territory or areas?
Sure.
What kind of area?
Sure. So we actually have 2 different districts. So I'm the executive director of Destination Downtown Lancaster, but I'm also the president of the SID, the Special Improvement District. So what that means is the SID is made up of property owners who own frontage on Main Street from High to Memorial and the cross streets of Broad and Columbus from Wheeling to Walnut Street. Those property owners for the last 20 years have signed on every 5 years for a voluntary assessment, which means they pay an assessment per linear foot of property that they own within the district. That is a significant portion of our funding. So the SID then contracts Destination Downtown Lancaster to execute their plan of services. That means things like tree well maintenance, any sidewalk repair in that district. When you go walking around, you can kind of tell when the SID stops as far as that, the quality of those sidewalks. We take care of the trash that is downtown, banner projects, things of that nature. And then if you see Kirkbride running around downtown doing snow and ice mitigation on the sidewalks in the SID, that we take care of that as well so that it's consistent. If there's a property owner that maybe isn't around, or if there's a business owner that doesn't have the capacity to get out there early in the morning, it's consistent for those folks that are visiting and frequenting those shops, employees, and it's safer because it's consistently taken care of. The SID sits in the center of the DDL district. DDL, though, expands further than that special improvement district. So the DDL district is actually pretty big. It surprises a lot of people. So the DDL district goes all the way to the east, up to Mount Pleasant, okay? So that's past High Street. Then it actually loops down past Memorial Drive onto Lincoln Avenue so that it encompasses the Smokestack Hobby Shop and some of those businesses along that way. To the south, it goes to Canal Street, which is pretty far. And then to the north, we go all the way to 6th Avenue. So anyone within that footprint is actually physically in the Destination Downtown Lancaster footprint in the district.
Nice, thank you.
You're welcome. Isn't that lovely? Anyone else have any questions for me?
Nobody else?
So I really, really appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to kind of take you for a walk in downtown, and just to remind you that it's your downtown too. And that when we all care about downtown and get invested in the place that we are, big things can happen. So I just want to continue to encourage everyone to, even during the pandemic, little things, right? Little things. If you see a shopkeeper that has planted some beautiful planters outside, remind them, let them know that that's important and that you appreciate that. Remember to shop local. Take control of our local economy. These are the people that our kids go to school with, right? Our kids go to school with their kids. We see them in line at the grocery store. We see them at the farmer's market, at Keller Market House. It's really, really important. And the impact of shopping local and staying connected to your community through your downtown, there's a lot of power in that. There's an extraordinary amount of power in that. So make conscious decisions. Try and make conscious decisions about your shopping habits. Try and shop local first. And I'll even say, it doesn't even have to be, of course I want you to go downtown first, but think about locally owned and operated businesses, and show them some love. Show them some love.
I just wanted to say thank you, because I remember what downtown used to look like 5, maybe 10 years ago compared to now. And it's really impressive what's happening, and you can see it, you can feel it. And I'm just really excited that we got to take a walk this morning. This is like the best part of my day. So thanks.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Well, and while we're all still trying to social distance and be safe, outdoors is safe. So I encourage you, walk along the streets and check out those spaces in between. Check out those alleyways and those beautiful little sort of nooks and crannies within the downtown. You'll always find something special. Thank you so much.
I had another question. Kyle wants to know if there's a great place to go to get an excellent cup of coffee and do some art and ceramics in downtown.
Oh my gosh. Let me think. I tell you what, oh my gosh. Yes. As a matter of fact, one of the cornerstones of downtown Lancaster, and I'm not just saying that, before when you guys were talking about 5 or 10 years ago, you look at some of the businesses that have been here when the mall was still hot, right? Like that phase was still in there, and it was a little more of a challenge. People didn't quite get it. Like, oh, do I want to be in an old building on a main street where so many of these businesses are shuttered? And Art and Clay on Main did that, and really was a mainstay, and still is. So I'm telling you what, they make a damn good cup of coffee too. So great question.
Perfect. Thank you for that. Does anybody else have any other questions before we're at 10:34? I don't see anybody. Okay. All right. Well, Amanda, thank you so much. Thank you, Colin, too, for being on the other side of that. I learned a lot about downtown, and I really appreciate you being on today.
Anytime. And again, if anybody ever has any questions about things that are happening downtown or how you can get more involved, you can reach me at Amanda@destinationdowntownlancaster.com.